Good morning, guys. Make sure all my stuff's working. Just want to make sure sound's working correctly. Yeah. All right. Hopefully we don't get no big sell-off like we did yesterday morning. So hopefully this morning's a little bit better. All right. Hopefully today's better than yesterday. Just give me a minute. All right, let me find all my chats real quick. All right. I think we're good to go, guys. As right now, we're kind of trending down. We did have some three-star news at 7:30 this morning. That's pretty much that big body wick. So a lot of times the market likes to rerun those data wicks. So we had that data wick at 8:30. Is it 8:30? 8:30. I'm saying the wrong time or something. Yeah. So it was like 7:30. I have that one thing pulled up real quick. We look at it real quick. I know we don't have any three-star news for the rest of the day. To get our three-star news, we go to investing.com, go over to tools, select economic calendar, then just scroll down and find whatever flag or country you live in, and you can see what news you have for your country. So at 8:30 this morning, we had the initial job claims. And that's what that big kind of that wick candle that you see over here. It looks like it was what, 63? Not a very big move. Wait, am I on the right? Oh, it could have been. That's the ES charts. Let me look at a different chart. I think that's my ES charts. Yep, it was. All right, 29. So about a 50-point move back and forth on that data wick. We took a small trade also last night in the London session, or Asia session. That's where this $41 comes from. So this morning we're going to be starting out looking for one trade only for fundeds, and it'll be one trade only. So if it's a winner, good news, but if it's a loser, we'll put it away. It's only going to be one setup, one trade only for fundeds. Then after that, we'll just be strictly doing evals. Wow, we have a nice little trucking candle here. Man, this is what happened yesterday about 8 o'clock. it's like we just had like a 200 point move straight up, and it made yesterday's price action horrible. We pretty much just chopped around. My guess is we're going to take out this data wick, and that's pretty normal for the market to kind of rerun these wicks. So a lot of times what you can do is just wait for the market to run the high and low of these wicks. So like the first one ran the low here. Then you would look for a long back up to take out the high of the previous wick. Anybody that likes to trade these data candles, I like to use the wicks as support. So like, let's just say if we push above it, I'd wait for a push back down into this wick for like a long. If you like to trade off of the wicks, that's a way to do it too. This sucks that we're going straight up already. This is already a 50-point move straight up. Wow. Man, this thing's already going to mess up my 15-minute candle because this already puts your stop loss at least 25 points. So definitely makes the trading this 15 minutes a little tougher when you got a candle this big. And we still have, what, 10 more minutes. So 10 more minutes, this thing can just be enormous. Yesterday, we had a 200-point move straight down yesterday. I don't know if anybody that missed the market yesterday. The market was horrible. It was super hard to trade yesterday morning. Like I said, we took 2 trades yesterday morning. Both were losers. Hopefully that'll just be our one loser for the week, and today we can kind of get back into the green. But anyway, this was the candle yesterday for that first 15 minutes. And as you can see, look, we ran the low of the data wick, and the rest of the day it was just a grind all the way back to the top to run the top of this candle. I don't think it was a news play. Someone says that Microsoft released something about AI, and they said this is what this was from. I mean, I don't know how much of it's true, but that's just what I've heard someone talking about. Does anybody trade the overnight London session here? What's up, Join? Oh. All right, so we can kind of go over see what targets we have if we do find a trade this morning. Let me get my charts down here. This way, let me take out this stuff so it's not all over the place here. And we'll go over that real quick. All right. So unfortunately, we're already kind of taking out our first target to the upside, which would be your London high. And this has pretty much been our highs all week long around the 700 here. To the downside, since we really haven't ran these lows here since yesterday, if we can get moving back down to the downside, we got the low of the AM session all the way down at the 435s and the low of the lunch hour here down at 535. And to the downside, if we start moving, say break out to the downside on our 15 minutes, we'll look for our first target to be kind of like that 600 level and see what kind of resistance we get off of that. Because we could hit that and just continue back up. You never know with these whole numbers. It's just part of it. And plus it lines up with the New York AM high also there at the 600. So you'll run into a lot of wicks. But when we're moving down, usually it's a lot more aggressive. So a lot of times these levels on the downside are a little bit tougher during the New York session. The volume just kind of overruns it. I wouldn't mind if this even being the highs today and just have a nice little sell-off trending day today. Like I said, thank you guys all for joining us today. Hopefully today's a little better as far as the price action goes. We pretty much just grinded higher and higher, but it was all wick and body, so it made it super tough to find entries yesterday. Oh no. Ugh. Yeah. And actually just got a little. Dude, this baby's just going straight up right now. Would it be nice for an entry here if we can get some kind of the same as yesterday? Unfortunately, it was a failed yesterday. Is get that little like a little bull flag set up here where we get a 50% pullback. So you would definitely want to pull your fib on this massive candle because we're already at 100 points. So might not just be a good week to trade fundeds this week. So right now, 50% is a pullback all the way. Let's see, 26, 41 right here. Oh, I pulled it wrong. Sorry. Right now, you would hope for like a pullback to back into the 80s and 70s, and that would be pretty normal. If you, there's this one guy that comes into my lobby a lot. He trades whole numbers. So what he does is he staggers his orders from like 100 to 25 to 50 to 75 and 100. So moving up to 100, you're looking for a pullback to 75. Then then the next one would be from 25 back down to 700. If 25 doesn't hold, the next resting order is sitting at 50 back down to 25. If you go and watch price action, you'll see that actually happens over and over a lot. But you would do it with small size, like 1 micro, maybe 2 at the most, depending on if you have to, DCA back in. To me, the hardest entry level to get an entry is always between, to me, the 90 and the 10. So a lot of times once we push through the 90, you'll hit the 10, then you'll have a pullback into the 90s. Then sometimes with evals, I will just get back in long above 700s and look for 10 points in a runner. If I don't feel comfortable with the setup this morning, we'll just strictly do eval only. So we'll have to just wait and see what the price action gives us. What's up, Christian? How are you doing today? You didn't push the button anymore last night, did you? Man, we're having the same scenario this morning where we're having this huge freaking candle starting out. Man, same thing as yesterday. I just hope the price action isn't the same as yesterday. What do we got? Since we have about 15 minutes, I'm going to go grab something to drink here just in case we don't get any kind of price action this morning. We're just sitting here staring at charts. So, I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to go grab some coffee. Be right back. Ooh, the coffee's definitely not as good today, guys. We had to order our coffee, so it's definitely not as good as our ordered coffee that we usually get. But that's okay. It'll get us by until tomorrow. I think it's supposed to come in tomorrow. Christian, what's your option trade look like today? Is there anybody else here that trades options? All right, so we got our 15 minutes set, our 15 minutes high sitting at 732. So this is kind of what got me yesterday. So we had this big move up, and then we created this little bull flag or bear flag, and and it didn't work out. It ended up going the other direction all day. All right, let's pull fib on this move right here and see how big the 50% is here. So you probably can anticipate a pullback to the 60s and 80s or 75. We got a big wick right here. My guess it would run down, fill in this gap, and also hit this wick here. Don't really have any targets to the upside. So we'll be kind of going in blindly with the move to the upside, guys. And 91%. Maybe pull back, and also another good retest area would be the top of the Londons, which is at 93. So we'll mark that out in case that's kind of our line in the sand. We could look for a possible bounce off of that. Section 2 was here. So, and that's sitting at about the 40%. So it kind of pops there. Sometime this week or maybe the day, I'm going to have to be a little aggressive with that my eval with Apex, because I only got to the end of the month to pass it because those things renew for $80. So, and we don't want to pay that pricey renewal fee there. So that would have been the bounce right off the top of your London. That would probably have been a nice target, like if it was at an open session. But just being 10 minutes before market, it can be a little risky. If you're going to take something like that, I wouldn't. I would just do it on an eval or a sim account for paper trade. Just practice. And we'll call 50% 80, and we'll take this off. This way, doesn't seem so much messiness here. Restaurant. As right now, everything's pointing to the upside this morning. Wow, just straight the frick up. Actually, the ES offered a really nice entry with the London high there because it pushed above it, kind of like similar to that 15-minute trade where it just pushed above it. For the ES, you might look for a pullback to the 73, and that would be your PM New York high from yesterday. So more likely, you'll probably get a bounce at the 73 on the ES. And for the NQ, either the 93, because there's probably a big wick there, and the next wick is down, it's the 90. I don't think we will take that opening pullback today like we did yesterday. So I think today we're going to be patient and wait for us to close outside the 15 minutes. I think that would be our safest bet. If we do take something similar to that, it would have to be just an eval and not funded. And I usually tell you guys the difference is because I trade more aggressive with the evaluations than I do with the funded. So funded accounts, we're just looking for like one trade a day, 2 max. Evals, if you see me taking multiple trades or multiple entries, usually those are evaluations that we're just trying to get to pass, is all that is. And I let you guys know the difference. That way, you know, I would hate to see anybody take my eval trades with their funded account. I know there's some guys in here that I've been hearing them talk about trading options. I don't know if any of you other guys have been trading options. I don't have any experience with options, but I hear people talk about, making good money off of it, but I have no idea. I've done very little options. I did a little bit with Robinhood where I would just buy the 100 shares and put the 100 shares up and just make money off of the fees. That's about the only way I ever made any money from options. I think I only ever once had my shares called. I want to say and I don't even think I would have made that much money. I think it only went up like 50 cents. So it would have been like $50 or something somebody would have made. So. All right, guys. We're down to the last 5 minutes. I swear this looks exactly like the same setup as yesterday. This is the same. I'm serious. Like, but it was on the reverse side. So yesterday, I took the bear flag on the bottom side looking for the move up, and this thing literally just grinded higher all day. Today, you're creating a bull flag, and man, it's like So I don't think we'll be taking that bull flag unless it breaks back above, or taking this long unless it breaks back above 72 and prints. That's the only way that we will get long here with a funded setup, because like I said, we took this same exact setup on the opposite side yesterday. I swear the NASDAQ does this. I've noticed this more lately. It just seems like for 2 days in a row, it'll be like the same type price action. Then tomorrow morning it'll be a completely different one. So can't fall for it twice. I know, doesn't it, Christian? It looks like the same exact setup, except it's flipped. It's just flipped. That's all it is. And I took this same setup yesterday at open. I'm like, ooh, look at this nice little bear flag. Let's take this breakout. And it got rejected. It was just a false breakout. I made like a small video pointing out that loss from what it was. So like here, watch it rip this morning, and we're just going to have to sit there and watch it. But basically, I had the same exact setup, and I was looking for us to rerun the highs, but yesterday it was the opposite. I was looking for us to rerun the lows, and if maybe we popped up or we kept going. So, like I said, this morning, we're not even going to touch it. We're just going to be patient and wait. Yeah, yesterday was double the size. This is a 100-point move. Yesterday was what, like 200 and something? Like, it was an insane move at 8 o'clock yesterday. So right now, the only thing that I do like about this one is that we're bouncing off the London highs. That's probably the only positive that I like about, if for some reason you did take this breakout, is that we're at the London highs, and do we rip back up off the London highs? That's probably the only positive about this. But I wonder if we get below these London highs, do we go all the way back down to the lows today? See, yesterday it was kind of like this. Do we rerun this whole data wick? And I feel like that could be another possibility. Basically sell back down another 100 points. We got let's see. Let me go. I got, what time is it? 3 minutes. We're going to mark out yesterday's close on the ES or NQ. So let's change it a different color so we recognize it for what it is. What color should we make it so we remember? Let's see. Make it yellow. All right. I thought it lapped over, but it didn't. Did you see the? No, I don't think I saw that. Wow, look at this little 2 candle pullback, 5-minute breakout here. Man, we'll have to sit here and watch this too. I'll usually take these, but it's so close to opening. I just can't take this again. We got 1 minute left, guys. So be careful if you're in a trade. This thing can just rip either way. No, is that like the price of Meta or something that went straight up, Christian? Or is that something you're trading some Meta options? So we took this trade yesterday fairly early, and this is the same thing that happened. It basically wicked above it, then that's how it got stopped out yesterday. But like I said, we won't take this again. I mean, it looks almost identical. Except for today, it's probably going to rip since I'm not in it. There's the London high. There's the 50% mark. Wow. It looks like we're going to probably go all the way back down to the bottom here. Or is that going to be a fake out? ES right now is at the top of the New York session. We got a long time left on this 5-minute candle, guys. We still got almost 4 minutes. So we have to wait for this first candle to kind of print to get an idea. Matt's like full port. We're not doing no full port, Matt. I will maybe over leverage later today on an eval on my Apex account because I got to have it passed by the 23rd or 24th. Try to avoid the fees. We're also at yesterday's close. I wish it wasn't so close to opening. Usually we've been taking these a lot too. I'll take these type of trades here at the yesterday's close looking for a 10 points, but today it just went nope. Let's see. Do you get 10 points off of it today? Two minutes left on this candle. Oh, you got a full port. You got 2 days. Oh, you're in long full port. I stayed away from the long, man. It was the same setup as yesterday, but reversed. Remember, I took the bear flag yesterday. It pushed above it and went against me all the way. So wasn't going to fall for that 2 days in a row. I mean, I definitely like that. We're probably going to get this gap fill down here at the or fill in at the 630. And 50%, once we broke 50%, you know it's going to lose it. We lose over 50% of the total move here. If we take this type of trade, it's probably just going to be a eval trade just because it's still inside that 15 minutes. I can see a pullback up to the 70s here if we can print somewhere in here and get that 30 or 40% pullback. We're almost at the bottom of the first 15 minutes. The only thing I'm not a fan of this one is it's so close to the it's so close to opening or the 600 level. So there's the 600 bounce. All right, about to have a new candle here. $30 seconds left. Let's see what happens here. Wow, this thing's just straight down. 25 seconds. Let's see if we can find an entry here. We got the London lows that we could possibly run into. Hopefully we get some kind of pullback here. Come on, pullback. Let's see. Not a guarantee short yet, guys. We're back at the 15 minutes. Wow, this thing is going to blast through the 15 minutes here. Get back above that previous day close or 50%. This probably short's no more longer any good. And this is just 2 micros on an eval just because my line in the sand is probably going to be the bottom of this 15-minute range here. So let's see. If it can't push through 600 here, we may even close it too because it has to get. Whole numbers are always super tricky, guys. So whole numbers always kind of worry me. Oh no, it didn't. It didn't lose that 90. Kind of needed to lose that 90 level. Like I said, anytime you start bouncing off that 90 level, it's easy for us to push back up. So like I said, that's between 90 and 110 to me is always the hardest price action to trade. I think if we regain the 110, we may shut this down so we don't take too much of a loss. This way we'll only be down a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, it's. I knew as soon as we didn't lose that 90. Like I said, we're just in for 2 micros, guys. So we're keeping our stuff small. This way you're not taking like huge losses. Yeah. I just don't want to get caught on the ripper part of it. So we're just going to have to wait and see if we can break back above, below the 90 level here. I'll mark it out here in case we do lose that 90. We have that 50% mark is still holding. Shit, we may get a squeeze here. What was your zone at, Matt? So right now we're at yesterday's close, which is 45. Maybe if we lose those O2s here. That's those London lows. Where did we? And we already bounced off of that. New York AM low. 605. Back in that 60 to 90 range, like I said, super tough area to try to find trades. $602 will be my line in the sand here too. So only for about 13 points. Above 602, we will close the trade. This thing is just ripping insanely at the moment. Come on, 600s. It broke my line in the sand. Come on. What it is, we're at the London low. If we can lose the London low, we should get a complete sell-off. Right now, we're 150 in the red on our eval. Shit. Remember, guys, we trade with 2 micros. This way you can keep your losses small so you don't like ruin your account, just so you're aware. All right, about to get a new candle. If we can stay below the 602s, we should get a push here. Ah, damn it. We just wicked it. It's battling. It's trying to hold up the 602s. Come on. Hold up the 602s. I think we get a quick sell. We could be creating our first inside bar here too, guys. The nasty girl just don't want to let loose. No, come on. That was so dirty. Oh, I've been getting that a lot lately where we're just first hitting our first target and it's just not taking it out. Like I said, you do not want to reclaim that 602. All right, we're just going to be a break-even trade. So if it comes back and stops us out, it'll just be a break-even because we got 10 points. So we're going to try to at least hold on to our entry. And this way it allows me to still kind of keep a 10-point stop loss right at that 600. The market has been super tough the last couple of days, guys. Like super, super tough. All right, looks like it's going to be a break-even trade. It looks like we're going to probably end up retesting those 600s again. All right, so pretty much a break-even trade. So that still leaves us about $80 in the red at the moment. What position did you hit up this morning, Christian? Were you in long or short today? I still like the shorts. We just might have to be a little bit more patient here. Just got more longs. If we can stay above that 600s, I think longs are good. But as long as we're below that 600s, I like the shorts. Because a lot of times if we break back below that London low, most of the time it's usually a struggle to get back above there. We're still having a hard time getting back above the 600s here. So it should take like one good trade to get us into profit. So like I said, we're just $80 in the red, which is not too bad at all on a 50K. So well, we at least printed below the 600. Let's see if it holds here. We may wait for an inside bar. See if we get an inside bar set up in a minute. We will take the inside bar today on an eval. Where's your long entry from, Christian? Thank you guys all for joining, liking, and subscribing today. So the last 2 days, the price action's been pretty tough starting out, guys. I mean, we are finally getting sold down. We're staying below that 600 level, but it's just no good follow through besides these big old boner candles straight down. So like I said, guys, we've taken 2 trades already today. One was a break-even trade, and the other was a $80 red trade. Maybe have to wait till the top of the hour. You still got 7 minutes. Sometimes you get a little bit better price action at the top of the 1 hour candle. If we can print below this 72 level, that could be a nice sell part. If we can print below 72, let's see. That was the bottom of that AM session from yesterday, and we can make it push all the way down to 428. But let's just see what happens here. Kind of get these marked out here. I think if your 70 holds up, I think you'll be fine. Where did you get long from, Christian? I think if 70 holds, we may get a push here, but 70 needs to hold though. There's the push off the 70. It depends on where's your long from. Where did you get long from? Did you get long once we broke back into the 15-minute, or where did you get long? Plus, we're below that London area there that we need to hold. It would be nice if this area was the low here and it goes all the way back up. The second 5-minute candle. Oh, here? Yeah, that one was definitely a fake out candle. Maybe if we get back above the 602s, maybe we can squeeze here. But you can see we're still finding resistance at that London low there. So that's kind of what we keep hitting off, or that pivot kill zone area. That's what I was trying to take my trades off of this morning once we broke that. I thought we would just continue selling down, but did not. Still bouncing off the 70. As long as 70 holds, I think your long's okay. I think it could move back up if 70 holds. I would just get worried if we start losing that 70 range. I'll just see what happens at that 70. I guess it depends on what your risk management is and how much you're willing to risk. To me, I try not to risk too much. I try to keep my losses somewhere between that $50 and $100 max per trade. And this way, I could, get it back. Ooh. Just lost that 70. Wait and see what this next candle does. This could just be a wick below. As you can see, it's pulling back. That 70 is kind of a magnet at the moment. Got a minute left on this candle. I don't know. I just know 70 is one of my levels, and plus you're at the top of that New York AM session lunch. And so that was that first hit. You see that second green candle there on that 5 minute? At the top of that was your New York AM lunchtime high. And so that's what that bounce came off of yesterday. I mean, I definitely like the shorts better than I do the long. I mean, I'm a short bias ever since we broke out the bottom of this candle. And I want to see 70. If 70 holds, I definitely like the shorts. All right, let's see what happens with this next candle here. I need to see another reaction off that 70 first, though, because I'm just not convinced that we move down. Come on, touch it. I want to see it hit off the 70 because that's my line in the sand there. Either it needs to hit the 70 or just go straight on through the 70 here. There's the 70. It's hitting. All right, it's retaking it. So this is what we were waiting on here. So that 70 is either the line in my line in the sand, we continue higher, or if we lose the 70, we should get a push down. Then if we get into this trade, 70 will be my line in the sand. Still not sure yet. Like I said, that 70 is definitely the range of where we could just be moving down all day if we can stay below the 70. I just don't want to get wicked in and this thing just rips back up like it did earlier. Like I said, for the longs, you want back above 70. If we get back above 70, we should get another push up to the 600s because a lot of times we'll go from 50. We hit off the 50. You can see my entry is sitting right at the 50. A lot of times it will either go to the 75. Then if it gets to the 75, you're looking at probably pushing all the way back up to the 600 level again. I'm not sure what that is. Paul Williams. What's up, Trading with Jack? How are you doing today? So if we get in the short, we're going to look for 10 points, then use that. Like I said, that 70 is my line in the sand. As you can see, this 70 is still kind of holding up. If we get above 70, that's going to change my short bias. That 70 is my next kind of line in the sand. If we get put in this entry, as you can see, we're keep hitting it. So either we're going to push all the way back up through it, or it's going to hold and we're going to continue back down probably to the 500s or even the 400s. Because I think there's a target on the gap filling all the way back down to 430 possible. Oh, electric planes. If you reclaim that 70, dude, I think you have a good opportunity to rip back up if we reclaim this 70 here. All right, about to have a new candle here. All right, so we got an inside bar here. So we can possibly take this inside bar here. This would be your first 5-minute inside bar. Your stop loss would be about 25 points. So back above this would be a long. Below this would be your short. Now, I only take these inside bar plays on evals. Let's see. Looks like we're going to possibly, let's see. All right. Now, this is just an eval inside bar play, guys. Bounced off the 72 again. Now, I would never take this like on a funded trade. These are eval only type setups. Yeah, the wicks have been insane today. Where's the, oh, yeah, stop loss is supposed to be here, unfortunately. We're in this for 2 micros also, guys. No, inside bar. Now, this is just a mechanical trade. So usually this is one every day this week so far. So most of the time it's like a 4 for 5 type trade. And I'm actually short bias, but unfortunately we're in this long because of this inside bar. Hopefully it doesn't pull down here just to wick me out to go to its destination. I'm hoping we can like maybe get a little 9 EMA pullback. That would be the ideal here if we get the move up here. No, inside bar. Come on. This thing's the one every day this week. The one day I decide to take it. We done Going to put us through some drawdown. I've been pointing it out all week, and it's been banging all week long. Okay, come on. Don't let me down inside bar. So what it is the 5-minute inside bar. We'll look for 20 points here. All right, I'm going to go to break even because we already hit our first target. We're going to look for 20 points. And that's usually about all I look for on the inside bar because that's a 30-point candle. So a lot of times you can go 1 for 1. It's kind of like a 10 to 20-point move, the size of the candle. So what it is, this is the first inside bar of the day, and it's just a mechanical trade. You're at the mercy, basically, of it. The runner's going to get stopped out. Let's see what this next candle brings here. All right. Runner got stopped out. So we're at least able to get about $20-something of our loss back. So now we're only $60 in the red. I was hoping we could hit that one. That would pretty much almost put us back in the green or break even. So it paid right at about 15 points, it looks like. Got long from 76. It looks like it pushed up to about 92. So not quite the 20 points that we look for, but got pretty close. Man, the rest of the week, that thing's been just crazy banging. And it's actually still a valid trade. It's not considered a valid trade until it breaks the bottom of this 5 minutes. So unless it breaks the 50 here, it's still a valid trade. But once it breaks 50, it's no longer a valid trade. I know I'm actually short biased today, Paul. I was actually before that 5-minute candle popped up. I know all week it has been at least paying 10 to 20 points. And so I was hoping to get a 20 points out of it, but we missed our 20 points about less than 5 points away. So it got pretty close to our 20-point mark. But I'm biased. I'm short biased under this 72 range. But we'll have to wait for this next 5-minute candle. Hopefully it doesn't just dump off here and leave us behind if it does go down. But the 5-minute inside bar is still good, guys. Look, so far we did not run that wick down there, so it's still technically a winning trade or still a valid trade until this body of this wick gets ran, because that's where your stop loss would be. I've seen it come all the way down within a wick and just squeeze all the way back up, because then you're shooting yourself if you close your trade, because a lot of times that's what happens. You know, you'll be like, God dang it. Ended up the old paper hands. So right now we're still $60 in the red from that one loss that we had earlier. That's what I mean by keeping your losses as small as you can, because all it takes is a big 50 to 100 point move. I mean, you're way in the green. So hopefully we get that opportunity here. Like I said, if I can get an entry, I'm going to be targeting the 450s. I think that 430 is the low of a area down there. Shoot. And the ES would have to break that 49 level. Man. Yeah, the last 2 days, I swear, they have been the same type price action. We've had this. All right, so the 5-minute is no longer valid. So it only paid about 15 points today. So technically it was a failed trade. So that's why I do 10 points in a runner on the 5-minute inside bar. So I usually start off with 2 micros, look for 10 points, and then I'm looking for that 20 to 30 point move. No, I'm just talking about the 5-minute trade's not valid. I think until we completely lose this 70 range, I don't really know what's going to happen here. Right now, man, this thing is just destroying people's stops. I think it's going to be one of those days where it's hard to get a runner. There's some days where, like, the runners are almost impossible to get. It's almost like you should just take your 10, 15, or 20-point trades and just take direct, straight profit and just get out. Because today, as you can see, every time I've entered, the runner has gotten stopped out on both of my trades. So if I would have just took 10 points or my 15 points on each of those trades, it would be probably a little bit, I would definitely be in the green today. But I was looking for that bigger trade. So that's the only crappy part about no follow through. I swear we're having the same exact like issue as yesterday where we just pretty much just wick back and forth all day. So just same crappy price action. And just try to survive today. Today might be just one of those mornings. Just try to survive your account. I'm okay with leaving with a little bit of red instead of blowing up my account. And that's something, like I said, I've been working on from yesterday where, you know, if you have a red day, just accept it and walk away. Just try to have a manageable red day. You don't want to, like, you know, lose 90% of your account or 80% of your account. I like that we're holding up here at the 50s. I mean, it definitely gives a... Then the ES, if the ES could get back above like maybe 55 here, we could maybe get a push here. But we would need to get back above 55 on the ES. It's hard to tell someone to exit just because I don't know what your risk management is. Like, I'm assuming if you've been short this long or long this long, I'm thinking you're probably not in very heavy, are you? Come on, let's blast. Maybe this will be the print above 72 we need to get our move back up. If we can print here, come back, tap that 72, shoot, it's going to have me liking the long. That 72 is my line in the sand for this play. Then really the next line of sand here would be up at the 600s and 602s. You would really need to get above those 600s to have a confidence that we're going to push back up. Getting a nice push here. Thank you guys for joining and watching today. So far, we've taken a couple little trades that didn't really get... That second trade was a 10-point winner. I did take those 10 points. The second trade we took was I took 10 points, but I risked 10 points, so that was a break-even trade. And the first trade was a loser. And right now we're just $67 in the red, which is very, very manageable red day so far. And overall, we're up $1,400 in this account, so we got tons of green in this account. So we just don't want to do something stupid to wreck our day. It's okay to walk away with a small red day or just, you know, break-even day or a small green profit. We're just going to have to wait for another opportunity. But the last 2 days have been just super wicky, guys. These last 2 days have been just really hard price action. To me, these are the days that you have to survive to get to like those next good days of trading. Like, you know, like once a month, you'll get like those 1 or 2 days out of the month where the price action is just straight garbage. And you end up wrecking your account, and then you got to start all over. Then you get the good price action. You build your account, then we get crappy price action again. I think yesterday we really didn't get good price action until after lunchtime. I know the 15-minute setup has been garbage the last 2 days just because of the candles. So, like, we're just not getting that clean close here. I mean, as you can see, we just just bullied on through that thing, didn't even stop. Then we had the pullback. I almost wish I would have took the short off the retest here. That probably would have been the ideal trade here, but I just wasn't convinced that we were going to stop here. I thought maybe we would go all the way back out the top. Dude, this 72 area right now is just a straight wall. So this is kind of where I'm thinking if we can find support above 72, we might get the squeeze up, but vice versa if we find support underneath the 72 where we can start closing and find support here at this 70 level. Thank you guys for the follow. Hopefully you guys are doing okay with your trading this morning. Hopefully you're not in a bad position or stuck in a long or just stuck in a trade. Those are all the ways the worst. There's no such thing as winning every trade. You just want to try to minimize your loss. If you are going to take a loss, that's always my goal when I get into the trade. Just try to minimize my loss. And that's taking me a while to get to that point because, man, I used to be real bad about over leveraging. That probably used to be one of my weaknesses is the over leveraging. And that one trade would just wreck your day. Because it's almost like every trade needs to be a winner without making you have a bad day. I found it easier to enter with like 1 or 2 micros than just add to your winners if you want to go, in higher or to get into that over leverage so you can make sure you're heading in the right direction. Because when you're in like 1 or 2 micros, you can withstand that drawdown, or you can be like, well, let's just see if this level holds. Instead of going in really high, then you don't really have that opportunity because you're just hope and pray that it does go back to that level. I know I'm pretty sure most of us have all done that if you've traded where, you go in like, not say full port, but like 2 or 3 minis or even a mini can be pretty devastating with a 50K account. Let's see what happens when this candle closes in 2 minutes and see if we get some kind of pullback here and find support, like pull the fib on this next candle. And we may get a run up into the 600s here. The only level that worries me is the 600 because that's at that London low. I mean, the ES did reclaim the London lows at that 55 area. So getting a nice little push here. Boy, look at that rejection off that area. See, I'm not a fan of these wick like candles like this whenever they completely wick back. I like seeing these full body 5-minute candles with a pullback. I hate when you pull the Fibonacci and your body pulls all the way back into the 50% range. Usually that makes me not a fan of these candles whenever that happens. So usually you want to see the next printed candle pull back into the 20, the 30, and the 50% of the candle and not the actual candle. To me, it makes it harder to kind of decide if you want to take this trade or not when it does that. Because you're thinking you're going to end up with candles like this right here. So just a bunch of fake out candles. It's kind of where somebody was talking about. We're just in the wick hell at the moment, guys. All these 5-minute candles. I'd imagine with a 15-minute candle. I bet you a 15-minute candle is just a big old stick. Let's look at the 15 minutes. I bet you it's just a big old stick. Look at this 15-minute candle. All stick. Oh my goodness. I don't know, dude. Christian, the last 2 days, man, it has been like this. Today, the last 2 days have been survival mode. Stick. We got a candle on a stick. All right. We're going back to the 5-minute charts. Guys, if you're just joining us, we trade mostly off the 5-minute charts. It allows us to be super patient because if we go over to the 1 minute, I mean, I can imagine what the 1 minute looks like. And I used to trade a lot of the 1 minute. I mean, just a lot of fake breakouts. So, like, I would trade a lot of these bear bull flags off the 5 minutes. So, like, probably would have took a trade here, look for 10 or 20 points. Look at this 1 minute selling off, man. So, man, that's 72 there. The ES lost that 49 and I wasn't watching. Yeah, that 49 was definitely a key area for the ES here at the 49. And we just pushed about 5 points below. And right now we should see a bounce here because the ES just hit the bottom of the New York AM session. And if we lose this area, man, how could we go? 820? I guess there was a 2 minute setup that we just missed, but I haven't been taking those on the 2 minutes. For anybody that follows like Methodical Man. I'm going to have to wait 3 more minutes till this next 5-minute candle and see if... Look at this. Yank back up. Yeah, if the ES reclaims that 59, we might get a push here. Come on, let's rip it. Rip it. If the ES can stay above 47, man, we may get a rip here. The ES is at its magic level, where the NQ's level was, which is not there. Yep, 72 there. 72. Let's see. We got 1 minute left on this 5-minute candle. Let's see if we can print back above the 72 level. Maybe if we can push this 9 EMA, we may get a push back up to the 600 level again. Got a minute left on this candle. And we get like a 10-point trade or something here. And use that. We'll use that 70 level as kind of our line in the sand. Man. Come on. What a rip this was. God dang it. It's so hard for me to jump in these breakout candles, guys. I got to have like a second candle. I don't usually just jump in these breakout candles. I wait for the 5 minute to print. So we got seconds left, 10 seconds. All right. We'll take these off in stages. This way, if it pulls back, we're just going to risk like 10 or 15 points for that first set of two. We were seeing if we can get this 21 EMA hit here. And I got my entry sitting there right at the London lows, so I'm hoping we at least retest those London lows, and that'll take me out of most of my contracts, and we'll go to break even. The nasty girl's messing with me today, guys. I didn't pull fib on this candle to see where the 50% mark was either. I don't know how I keep finding myself in trades around the 90 today. This is like the worst area to trade. It's between the 90 and the 10. Always a lot of back and forth, a lot of resistance. So you have to be patient in this area. There we go. Playing with my emotions today, guys. Like, come on. Look at this. Bounced off the 10. Watch this thing come all the way back down to the 90. We're going to risk a little bit on this trade, just a couple points for this runner, and see if the 90s hold. Because this thing, like I said, today's probably not a runner day today. Every runner that I've had has gotten stopped out. I'm hoping that put us at least back in the green. So we're back to at least break even. Yeah, very, very little. At least we're not in the red at the moment, unless this trade closes. We're only in the we're only in the green by like $50 or $5. So we had to make up that $80 loss this morning. Oh, look at this damn thing. Nasty wicks. Come on. Someone give me a rip it. Rip it. Hopefully we found the bottom. Hopefully this is the bottom. We just rip up the rest of the morning. All right, there's the 21 hit. Remember I said we'll probably get the 21 hit. So next target is if we can get above the 21, we probably will get the 50 up here. Up at the 27 here. We need to get above these 602, 605. That's the top of that. That's that, was that London level that we pointed out earlier. Where was your entry at, Christian? Where did you actually get long from? See, we could come back and hit these 85s before we rip back up. And I'm hoping some of these wicks here save me. We got a big wick here at the 95. And a wick right there at my entry. Come on. The runner's not looking too hot at the moment, guys. Come on, rip it for Christian. Yes, we got above the 600s. That's the next level. We got above the 70. Now we just got to reclaim these 602s. So far, the levels have been holding. They were a battle, man. I'm not gonna lie. We definitely battled those levels. We're going to be targeting 45. Man, I should. What worries me is we're at the bottom of this 15 minutes. If we can't break that, because that could just be a retest. But if we get back above that 15 minutes, we may try to hold this all the way back up to the top. We're at the bottom of that original 15-minute candle that we started out this morning. Come on, print above that 25. Man, that could be the next level there. Going all the way to the top there. Yeah, see, this is where we could come back down, guys. If we can't get... Come on, nasty Nas. Get back above this 15-minute range here. Don't want to see this get back below the 10 level here. And I didn't pull the fib on this candle, so don't really know where we could go. We hit the 50% on the head, guys. So that's a good sign. That's a good sign. Push. Push. Looking for 10 more points here. We added in. Oh, come on. I don't see how we don't at least retap those 45s there. What scares me is we're at that 15-minute range, guys. And this could come all the way back down because that's a lot of times what happens. We'll retest that 15 minutes and just sell all the way back off. So just kind of have to be aware of that 15-minute range area. See what I mean? We're at that damn 15 minutes, and we could sell all the way back down to the 21. And if so, we can always re-enter here if it does pull back that deep. I'd rather just re-enter than I would to kind of sit through drawdown. $30 seconds left. Rip it. Come on. Rip. Come on. This price action is fucking crazy today. No, this is the NQ on the mini or micros. Yeah. So it's MNQ. Like I said, we still got this 15-minute range that we got to get above. If we can't get above this 15 minutes, it's going to get a little hurry here. Because that is definitely a major support area with this big 15-minute candle. So that's why we're on the struggle bus at the moment. I'm thinking if I can at least sell these next two contracts, I should get a better position. I think it would put me back. Because I was trying to add to my position once we broke that 15 minutes. I just don't know if we're going to have a pullback all the way down to the 400s here. So that's a possibility too. And if that's the case, we may have to re-enter if it does come all the way back down there. Because I'm not going to sit through drawdown with this. No more than a few points anyway. It looks like it wants to come back down and retest. Yep. I mean, we can try playing off the 600s, but that's still risking quite a bit here. It's probably going to stop us out here on these last contracts. All right. We'll have to just wait and see what happens. If it's going to reverse, we'll just come in up here. This is where we need a 600 to hold up here. This was I was worried about us to retest these EMAs, these moving averages. Damn it. You definitely don't want to lose 602. If we lose that 602, remember this is the bottom of that 15-minute candle. That's kind of what we were kind of talking about if we lost that area. Man. So we already knew that was a possible sell-off there at that level because that's what we trade off most of the days is that bottom of that first 15-minute candle with an hour. That is the 9 o'clock to 9:15 candle. I was hoping once we broke above it, man, we would continue, but it got stuck. right, we got 50 seconds left on this candle. It should bounce here. There's a lot of wicks there to get through, so hopefully we get some kind of nice pullback here. Were you not able to get out of your trade, or did you still hold it? I thought maybe you got out of your trade. Ooh, what a fake out that was. Got to reclaim these 600s here. Watching the ES here. We're going to go to break even fairly fast on these trades just because it's so whipsawy, guys. And I'm trading super aggressive. These are my 50K evals, so we are going to be trading aggressive. So that's why we enter more trades probably than normal. So anytime you see me over trading or I'm trading a lot, it's because I'm trading valuations. So I just wanted to let you guys know, because I wouldn't trade these setups that we do. These are just breakout setups that I'm looking for on evals. They haven't really been any good setup for the fundeds today, just because the price action hasn't been that great. So I've been staying away from the funded accounts today. Damn it, we're at that 70. We break that 70. Okay, goodness. I was like, are we going to finally break that damn 70? Come on. We're at that level again. Uh-oh, shit. All right, we're in 1 micro at the moment. All right, runner got stopped out. Oh, my goodness. We are back in the green, 50 bucks. Like I said, no funded trade today, guys. Strictly evals. Is that the 200 negative you are from that long that you were in from this morning? See, that's not too bad if you can keep it manageable. I would just lower your risk management down and just try to chip back at it. I mean, that's kind of what I'm doing at the moment. I was just trying to just chip back at my red to get back in the green. I mean, this price action is so tough today, guys. that it is so hard to trade this. Like, no runners have worked out. We haven't had no follow through. Like, this price action's just been brutal today, just like yesterday. The last few days have been just hard trading. No good follow through at all. This is what I was talking about. You need to take your 10 points and not look for the runner. So these are just one of these days. You're hoping that in a minute you would get that big runner, but almost every single one has gotten stopped out. I have not had one runner really make me anything on my eval today. So we've gotten in what, at least 3 runners so far, and every single one just comes back. So let's see. Maybe this is a higher low for us to move back up here. Right here, higher low, then back up. So if you're just joining us, a lot of the trades we're doing today is we're looking for 10 points in runners. We make most of our profit off of the runners, but like I was mentioning a while ago, every single runner has been stopped out today. So they haven't really been hardly any profit made on the runners. We started off $80 or $80 in the red, and we've worked it back up to $50 in the green at the moment. And overall, we're up about $1,500 on this account. If I didn't think we were going back long, I almost wish I'd have shorted the 15-minute retest here, because that's what this was. That was the 15-minute retest, and we could not break back above the 15 minutes. And there's our 15 minutes. So I think what I'm going to do is just wait for this next candle to see if we can get away from this 70 level. So we're back at that 70 level. We're pretty much back in this consolidation box, idiot box, or whatever you guys want to call it. It's just pretty much where we just stay inside this magnet here, this whole area. It's been pretty much a magnet all morning long since this big dump. I just feel like it's going to be one of those days where you just have that one big move in the morning and the rest of the day is just trading sideways. Did you get out of your short, Christian? I know, Vin. I wish I'd have taken that 15-minute range, man. I thought once we got above that, I thought, man, that we would go to the top of that 15-minute range, but we did not. We kind of hit the brakes, did a little retest, and sold back off. Now I do the 15 minutes based off the 9 to 9:15. Was that the 8:30 or the 9:30 to 9:45 15-minute range, Ben? Sorry if I don't see your message in time, guys. So sometimes I kind of look away. What's up, Solo? How are you doing today? Sorry if I missed your message. My chat kind of fell down. Man, it's already 11 o'clock and the price action's just been straight ass today. What's crazy is we could get this big move during the lunch hour today. Oh, goodness. Dude, I didn't even notice that. Golly. All right. So, like I said, this 72 is another line in the sand for me. So, we pretty much have been trapped between that almost since that 672. We need to either print below 1. If we can stay below 72, I like the shorts, but back above 72 and that 600s be kind of back in for longs again. There's that 72 level. Come on. We'll wait till this next candle to print, see what happens here for the continuous short. Like I said, if we can print below this, I wish we can build some structure below this 570, 572. Like print another little green candle to come back and retest it, then sell off. Yeah, definitely a consolidation. That's what I was thinking, that we can possibly get a big move after lunch today, Christian. You definitely do not want to buy down there around the 50 because that could be at the bottom of your range. So whenever you're buying in this range, you definitely want to buy it on the higher end. This way, if you get stuck in it, more likely it'll at least go back up to the highs. When you definitely, it'll be very tough to get short down there around the 50s unless we broke that area convincingly. All right, we got 1 minute left, minute and a half left on this 5 minute candle. Say restaurant. All right, we're breaking that bottom of that range. Does the body stay clean? If it don't turn into a big old wick. Still got a minute left on this candle. Don't leave us behind. So we did finally get below that 70. You would think even if we don't continue down, we would at least run this wick at the 20. So you can at least get 10 points here, but you got to wait for the second candle to print. Hopefully, it'll give us room. Damn it. And the ES just got to its level at the 50. The ES would need to break 50 for us to push. Let's see. We still could pull back. I'm just trying to get my quick 10 points because I wasn't sure if we would just run that and go back up. No. No runner love at all today, guys. Godly. I want to target 430 is what I want to target. So I'm hoping we just freaking just sell like crazy right here. All right. These nasty ass candles, man, I swear. Come on. This is why you got to be careful buying breakouts today because of this right here. This is why you got to wait for a new candle to print to buy this crap. This way you can at least get in at either the top of the candle. This is why you always see me trying to wait for the top of that candle to print. Just because if you try to buy the breakout, you've been like long or short here at the 20, and this crap's done pulled back like 20 points on you. So that's why I always wait for the new 5-minute candle. I mean, this is what? Almost a 30-point wick. I mean, that's just insane. Nasty, nasty, nasty. I'm kind of curious what's going to happen here if we stay kind of below that 72 there. We might risk there at the 45. Back at 45, we'll close this trade. We have all these wicks right here. I'm hoping these wicks save us. We got 2 more wicks sitting at the 50. Right now, we just hit this wick here. The NQ took the short bus. Oh, I see what happened. The freaking, man, I wasn't paying attention to the ES. I lost track of the ES over here. The ES hit the bottom of that New York AM at 45 and rip bounce. So, let's see. The ES would need to get back below the 50 for us to push back down. I had been watching the ES over here too. So the ES could pull back. We need the ES to hold up right here. This is where you don't need to see the ES push up anymore. Because if not, this could be the bottom and just rip all the way back up, guys. All right. Next set of wicks there at the 50s. It looks like we're going to probably be stopped out on these. Yeah. I'll pull the ES over, and that way I can show you. I've been trying to watch the ES, and I lost track of the ES over here. Let's see. Yeah, down at the bottom there is where the AM session from yesterday was. Here. That's where we bounced. What time is it? 10:30. All right, so we're pretty much back at break even with that loss. I still like the shorts here as long as, like I said, the 70 range holds. We just broke that previous candle. Let's see if we continue here. Guys, if you're just joining us, like I said, I trade very aggressive with my evaluations. We got $1,500 in profit, and we have to get to $3,000. So don't follow these type trades with funders. These are only eval trades, and most of the time we're only going in with a few micros because you don't want to be over leveraged or just, like I said, get your day wrecked with one trade. So that's why you see me taking a lot of trades. Now with funded trades, we only take maybe one trade a day. Damn it. I thought we were going to get the sell down there. May get stopped out here again. Yeah, or you can practice with a sim account. Like I said, we did not have any kind of funded setup today. Everything's been evals only. The price action's just been too crappy to trade this for a funded account. Yeah, it looks like we're going to get stopped. I feel like to be safe with this, you'd have to have your stop loss back up at 70, but that's just risking too much for me. I'd rather just take my loss here and move on to the next trade. Or if you're super aggressive, you can try DCA. And since we're kind of going back and forth, you can just try DCA and into the trade. I don't really do that a lot, but it's definitely a possibility. I'd rather just take my stop loss here, like I said, and just move on to the next trade. And I still like the shorts as long as we stay below that 72 range. Mm. Um, Like I said, we're still kind of short bias here. Uh, so the 50% of this pullback on this leg is sitting there right at the 70. I think if the 70 can hold, we may get another push here. Sorry if my charts look kind of messy at the moment. Like I said, guys, no fun to trade today. The ES reclaimed that freaking 54-50 level. Yeah, this market's been working us over today, guys. Like I said, today's like a survival day. If you're going to be taking trades, just try to minimize your losses. We just haven't had really good follow through today, unless you're just kind of scalping. But we've been looking for the bigger moves today. And so almost every move has been pretty much stopped out, or the runner's been stopped out. So no good follow through today. No 100-point plus today, man. It's just been back and forth. I thought that last short we got in, we would get the move down all the way down to the 400s, but the nasty market has other plans here. I still feel like we could probably stay either close to break even or green today. All we need is a couple little scalp quick trades to get our eval back in the green. I was considered taking the long off this 72 where that red line is sitting, but I was like, man, it's just so hard for me to long this right now. But you are back into premium. I mean, you would think this would be a good area to short here if you like to play off the Fibonacci here between that 60 and 70% pullback. You don't know if we're going to pull back to retest the whole number at the 600s. The 70 to that 604 has been my whole area today. 604 to 70. And that's pretty much where we're back again. We're back inside that range again. Like this whole range has just been a complete magnet today. I won't consider long unless we can kind of print above the 39 level up here. So we're just going to wait. Thank you guys for the likes and subs today. All right, so now we're back at that London low. Is that right? The London? No, we got back above the London low. That's the ES. The ES got back above the London low, or that London pivot area that it marks it out for us. That was at 54. This could be the bottom today, so it could be a nice run up to retake out the top of this data candle here, guys. Sorry, Sorry if I don't see my whatchamacallit over there, guys, if you're in my lobby. What's up, Outer? What's up, Ponzi? You got a short sitting at 617. Dude, you had a banger short yesterday. We've been pretty much just back and forth on our eval today. We take a winner, take a loser, kind of take a winner. We're trading our eval a little aggressive today. I got to try trading my Apex eval pretty aggressive because I got till the 23rd to pass it, or the renew price is like $80, and we definitely do not want to be paying an $80 renewal fee. So sometimes you have to trade these evals aggressive if you got to pass them by the renewal date, because you don't want to pay for it again if you don't have to, especially if it's an expensive one. Man, is this the bear flag? Ooh, it's so tempting, guys. Still got 2 minutes left on this candle. But man, there's been so many fake outs to the downside. Got a minute left. The ES just broke back down past that London, and it has a minute and 30 seconds left also. $40 left on this 5-minute candle. It's still flirting with this 70 to 72 area. And that's pretty much been our level all morning long. We've tried shorting this level multiple times. But everything's been such a big fake out today. Like every single move to the downside has been a fake out. Look at this crap, man. Another fake out. Oh, shoot. So I don't know if this is the pullback high here. So, you know, leg, pull back 50%, then sell down. Don't know here. Or it could be pull up, leg, then up. We'll just have to wait and see what happens with this 5-minute candle here. And the ES just lost that 50 level again, or it's working on losing that 50 level, or 54 level. I'm sorry, 54 level. At this point, I'd almost rather it go to the higher side. Outer, have you taken any trades today, or would this be your first setup if you take this entry up here at the 617s? My first setup. Dude, this morning, I haven't had no funded setup today. Everything I've taken has just been the evals. And those have been kind of on the iffy side. So this is why I let everybody know when I'm trading evals, because I don't, so you guys don't mess up your accounts. So all right, 2 minutes left on this candle, guys. 2 minutes. So I'm hoping this was the leg to the downside here. Like, this was the bottom. This was the first pullback. And then maybe we'll see what happens with this next 5-minute candle. We got about a minute and a half left. Yeah, I've been bearish all morning, but dude, none of my shorts have worked out. I mean, I've gotten like 10 points off a short here and there, but like every runner's gotten stopped out today. So it's been one of those days. And even the 10 points have been kind of on the iffy side. Well, that's what I wanted to target. I wanted to target that's 430s if I was able to get into a short position. Wow, we're about to have a new candle, but this candle looks like straight butt, so it's kind of don't really get anything from a basically a 5-minute wick candle. All right, here comes our new candle in 10 seconds. To me, I almost like to the upside at this point. Shoot. Not quite convinced the longs yet, but I was seeing if maybe we rerun these wicks. If we stay inside this range, we should at least run this body of this wick up here. This is just 2 micros, guys. 2 micros only. I keep repeating that because I just want to let you know we're not going in over leverage. So we're trying not to risk more than like $50 a trade at the max. And we're trading on a 50K. We're up $1,500 total overall on this account. So today's price action has been super, super tough, guys. No good follow through. No runners have been in the profit. Every single runner has gotten stopped out today. I mean, even getting 10 points is on the struggle bus. Don't want to see that wick. I'll give it a few more minutes to go. Okay, it's like I can't even get 10 points. All right, we're going to go pretty much to break even here. Because, like I said, everything's been super wicky. So I'm anticipating it pretty much to pull back here. So we'll just stay right below the 21 moving average. So most of these trades we enter, we're just looking for 10 points in a runner. And it looks like our runner is about to get stopped out. So close. Your stop loss really needs to be down here, but I don't feel like risking my profit. So it'll either break out and go or it won't go. So that's pretty much how I'll play these whenever I'm entering a lot. We just till we can just get into a bigger trade. Then if we can add, we will. If not, we won't, because we're just left with 1 micro at the moment. Today is a day definitely you do not want to be over leveraged, guys. You can look at these candles and see this. Look at all these wicks. That means every single candle that looked like a breakout ended up pulling back and just stopping you out. Like this one's probably about to get, my runner's about to get stopped out. We're still in this for about 4 points. All right, so runner got stopped out. Damn it. This is, like I said, this is what every trade has been like today. We'll get our 10 points, runner stopped out. What's up, fish lips? Above 25,300. Yeah, I've been bearish under this 72. If we lose 72, I've tried to short this 72 multiple times today, but I never got any kind of follow through. Everything's just been whipsawing today. And we've been going to break even just so that, you know, we don't get caught in a bad like setup. So try to go to break even fairly fast. So we're about to have a new candle already, a new 5-minute candle. So we can see what this new 5-minute candle, maybe we can finally get the print below 72. But it just seems like all day we've been stuck between 600 and 72 with a few little dip outs pretty much. You can kind of see it. We dip out, then right back to the same range. Thank you guys for the follow today. All right, new 5-minute candle. Watch this thing dump without me. And there's no way I'm going to jump into that because, like I said, it's so hard to play these breakout candles. Like this right here. Let's just say you saw this big green candle. You jump into here. It would go like 5 or 6 points, then pull all the way back. That's how you get trapped in a lot of these trades. Buying in the middle or somewhere at the end of these 5-minute candles. You almost, when you're trading the 5 minutes, you got to wait for it to print to be on the safer side of the 5 minutes. So a while ago, like when I jumped in here, we jumped in right at the 80s, but my stop loss was probably less around the 10-point range, around that 70, because that 70 has been my thing. You're on the 2-minute a lot. Now there is a 2-minute strategy that I've been wanting to work on with the evals to practice. It's basically the first touch of the 21, a print where it closes above the 21, then comes back down. I see Methodical, man. I think he took that trade today for a nice trade. Oh, goodness. Hopefully everybody's surviving today at least. Or if you are in the red, hopefully your red's just a minimum red. It's not like too devastating. Hopefully no one over leveraged today and went full port. I hear Matt talking about full port quite a bit. If you're going to pull for it, you should have done that on the news candle today. Because you only need about 20 points with Bulanox if you go in 7 micros or 7 minis. Oh, goodness. See, boom. Leg high. Then maybe. Christian, did you keep your loss around that $200 today? I know you said you were $200 in the red earlier from that one long that you hopped in. Sorry about shaking the camera. All right. We've got 2 minutes left on this 5-minute candle here. Let's see if we can print below that 72. I've tried this short at least 2 or 3 times already with this eval short in the 72. And we got a nice push earlier this morning off of it. You can see it was right here. We pushed below it. We printed below it. I waited for us to kind of push below it and got a nice push. But I don't think we got very much off of it. I used to trade the 1 minute a lot, Christian, but I feel like I got into a lot of fake breakouts trading the 1 minute. So the 5-minute has kind of turned into my favorite charts to trade because it kind of makes me be patient and wait. What's the 2-minute look like today? Let's see. Let's check out the 2 minutes. It doesn't look too bad. I got 1 minute left on the 5-minute here. Ooh, do we dare try this again? Man. This thing's been so trappy. It'd be nice if we can get in a short and at least take it down to the 500s to rerun these lows. But I don't know if this is just a higher low for us to continue higher. Yes, user, this is the MNQ. This is just micros. Our accounts are too small to be trading minis because you got to think we only have, $3,000 or $2,500 drawdown. So, and that goes fairly quick on minis. All right, we're almost back below the 72. Do we lose it? Off the 75. Do we get a push to the 50 here? Fish lips, you in short from 100 up there? Off that 600? 23,830 below that. 34. All right. It was on the 1 hour from last week, maybe to the downside. Wow. Oh, you shorted from, where did you short from, user? I don't like the short unless we can print below that 70 range, because that 70 has been a major target all morning long. So unless you can get some kind of print below that 70, I'm not into shorts. That 570 area has been just a straight wall today. I've tried those shorts multiple times at that 70 today. And like I said, it's just been a straight magnet. It would drop it a little bit, as you can see some of these candles, but it just pretty much comes right back to it. Uh, 934. Yeah, this price action's been super tough today. Today I keep repeating, it's just pretty much about so were you in long or short on yours, Fish Lips? Did you get back in long after that 75? Back up to the 600s? Okay, okay, yeah, I see what you said. You took the 75 to 600 long. Okay. All right, we got to wait on the next 5-minute candle and see what it does. Wow, what a freaking boner candle this was. Holy crap. This is probably one of the first cleanest candles if this thing can print without wicking all the way back down. We haven't had a clean candle that has not pulled all the way back so far. Every candle that we've had so far has just pretty much just been a nasty pullback. Outer is looking for a short. I think Outer just entered a short at that 617. Man, that's the first bearish looking candle we've had, though. So, I mean, bullish candle that we've had that looks clean. See if we get a bounce off the 600s here. Because we could sell back down here. because we're so far away from our EMAs. We're looking for a 25 touch right here. All right, we can go to break even. This way, if it comes back and stops us out, we can re-enter. All right, first 25. It could come all the way back down to 600, so just be aware of that. So if it pulls back here off the 25 and it comes back and retests the 600, we'll just look for another entry. Yeah, no, that's my long target trader with Jack is that 640 range. If we print above 640, that was what I was looking at for long earlier. But I like this clean bullish candle, so I was just trying to get a quick 10 points because I figured we'd hit that whole number. Then at 45, you got yesterday's close, so you could anticipate a 10-point drop or a 20-point drop at that 45. Dude, this is the first clean candle that we've had all day. Like every other candle has been straight ass. I mean, no wick, just straight, just bullying through all the levels. I probably should take my 12 or 15 points here because I know this damn thing's going to come back and stop my runner. We've been trying to be greedy all day, trying to get these big moves. Dude, if this thing can print above 40, we should get a nice run here. But we gotta print above this 40. And we just got back above the 15-minute opening range, my 15-minute range. So we're back at it again, back at my yellow line here. If I can print above this yellow line and just have a nice little wick into that, that's where we'll take our stop loss to. Yeah, no, I'm kind of worried about that too there, Fish Slip, that 45, 50 area, because there's some big wicks right there from the previous day close at the 45. So this indicator I use will put the open and close on here for you, because a lot of times I'll take trades off of that close. Man, just rejected those 40s. Yeah, I'm going to hold it as long as I can, Christian. I wouldn't mind seeing us rerun this whole move from this morning. I mean, that's what I'd like to see. I'd like to see us go all the way back up there at 732. Oh no, we're back at the bottom. Shoot, the same spot earlier. Look, we could dump all the way back, guys. Try not to be long from this area. Man. Yeah, long from this area. You got to get some kind of structure above this 30 level here. Because that's right back to that 15-minute, first 15-minute candle of the day from 9 o'clock to 9:15. No full port long. Don't be doing that. No. What did we say? No full port. Yeah, I can see it coming back to the 600s here. So like maybe retest these 21. If it can come back, retest these, we'll just get stopped out and look for another entry and see if that'll kind of carry us back up. Let's see what the 50% of this total move to the downside is, though. So 50% is all the way back at the 600. So you could definitely get a 600 pullback here. Okay, so you're looking for a 526 entry? Or 556, I'm sorry, 556. Let's see, what is that? That's this, is this gap here? Is that what you're looking at? This, no? That's back at the leg, the bottom of the leg. May have to go get something to charge my phone. All right, could kind of anticipate a little 10-point pullback here off that 45. That's the previous day close at 45.75 and today's opening. So we're back at the opening from yesterday. So if we can blast these levels, man, I don't see how we just don't go straight up here. If I can get a candle to print and stay above 30, I will move my stop loss to 27 here. To be right here at the bottom of this 5-minute candle. There's the hit. Do we get 10 points off of that? Let's see if it pays 10 points. On that particular setup, it's very mechanical, 10 points. So close, close. Does it get it? You'd have been short from 45. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's going to put you through something. Methodical man's probably in this trade right now. I'm pretty sure of it. I'm not watching him right now, but I'm pretty sure he just took that short. Did he take that short? Did anybody listen to the Methodical man? I'm not over there on my funded futures. So I don't know if he's taking that or not. We missed it this morning. We got the today's open. So let's see what happens at the 50 level. So you might get some rejection here at the 50. Dude, if we print above 40, I don't see how we just don't go up all day. Rerun this nasty big old 100-point candle that we had this morning. Just clear out these this big old gap all the way up here at the 590. All right, there's the retest. Let's see. No, that's not the retest. This right here is the retest, the 30 level. I'm sorry. 30 is the retest. Put on some music, pass the time, so I don't What scares me, this price action's been so tough. I really just want to take my profit. I mean, we're up 30 points. It's so hard to not take profit here. Just because today's been just so whipsawy that I'm just scared it's just going to rip back. And I mean, that's like leaving $60 on the table here. I know I want to take what I can, but man, I feel like we run the top of this move. I feel like we run all the way back to the top of at least up to the 90 level. The 90 up there. The clearing this gap that from this morning's sell-off, like all the way back up to here. You know what? I'll just do that. We'll just do that gap there at the, instead of trying to shoot for the 11, we'll just shoot for that gap of fill in at 85. Nice on the Tesla trade, Christian. I've never traded any kind of stock like that. I mean, I've bought stock to hold, but as far as buying stock to, I don't have a charger for that. Son of a bee. I'd feel a lot better about this trade as soon as my EMAs get above my entry. If my EMAs can get above the entries here, I definitely feel a lot better about the setup here. This will be my last trade of the morning here, guys. After this setup, I have to get off. I have to taking the wife lunch today. So I have to drive about 20 minutes, 25 minutes to her work. And down. We're also going to do another giveaway next Monday, guys, with a free APEC account. I think we only had 5 people enter it last Monday. So it was very good odds for those 5 people. Nice. I hope so. We only need 35 more points and we'll be out of our trade. We're just going to target the gap fill in. But I know we have a 5-minute here. Let me find me a little. I'll just do another one. They got this down wick here that we could run into. That's that one level that Outer was talking about, that 65 level. Like that would be the next resistance here. Really don't want to see it back below 30. But back below 30, I'll be getting nervous here. Because it could come back and retest 600s. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that it's possible to come all the way back down to 600s before it rips back higher. Yeah, I feel like there's plenty of room up there to that 680 to 690 area. Man, is this going to be a little bear flag? Oh, that'd be awesome. If this can just print right here, make a little bull flag. I don't want to get wicked out here. So I know we could possibly, I don't know what the fib was on this, but $20 would be the next line down. You probably don't want to see it lose to 20 here. That was the, I don't have the 200 moving average. That was the 200 moving average right there. Oof. Like I said, if it comes down here and stops us out and holds at the 600, we will re-enter this. Let me pull fib and see what the 50% of this total move as. So 50% is all the way down at the 610s. That looks super bearish. All right, all the way back down here. What sucks is we can clear out this gap on the other side here. I feel like we probably wouldn't be safe unless we're below the 600s here. Because we got about 5-4 candles here at the 600s. I think I will risk a little bit more since we're just in this for 1 micro. All right, we're back to our original entry. Woo-wee, man, this thing could go all the way back down. So 600 is going to definitely be my line in the sand here. I think it comes back because, look, there is no wick on the top of this 5-minute candle here. A lot of times, if there's no wick on the top of a candle, a lot of times it'll retrace that move. All right, pretty close back to that 600. So this is definitely needs to be our hold area here. Fish lips, were you short from the? Were you short from the 50s fish lips? Okay, so yeah, I figured, yeah, you shorted the 50 to the 25. Yeah. All right, 600 is going to be my line in the sand here, guys. And this will be my last trade of the day because, like I said, I have to leave and go somewhere. There's the 600 bounce. We need to see it go up 100 points right here. All right, got to sell 3 more contracts out of that. Another 30 bucks added to the good side on that one. 600 held, so that's a plus. This way, if we don't get anything on this runner, so it'll be like a free stop loss, basically. The session, see the mid. I need to put that back on one of my charts, fish lips. I haven't had it on my charts in a while. So we added 3 more contracts, just took it for 5 points to try to add another 30 bucks. This way we can keep our like $30 stop loss, and it's a free stop loss. So that's why I do stuff like that sometimes. So I'll take like that's why I usually trade 10 points runner, because I try to like get a quick like 10 points. That way I can still have a negative runner without costing me anything. This way there's not as much stuff on the charts. I know. I was surprised. I thought maybe you probably took that. You were. I know you like to short those 50s. I almost wish I would have joined in there at the 600s, I was like, man, if the 600s can hold, we should get a nice bounce off those 600s. For anybody that likes to trade hold numbers. Man. Right now, this is a break-even trade pretty much, even though we are in for 15 points. So we're in it for $30, and we made $30 off those 5-point sell of the 3 contracts a while ago. So we're negative, but it'll just cancel each other out if it comes back and stops me out. So that's why I was trying to add 3 more contracts or get 5 more points with those 3 contracts. That way I can have this negative draw. Look at these big old 5-minute wicks. Bam. This is why I like trading off the wicks as far as support goes. This is why I'm hoping that we can run, fill in that gap all the way at 85 here. What sucks, we were only like 25 points away from it a while ago before we had this pullback here. Thank you guys for joining, liking, and subscribing today. You guys have been a good group today. I'm glad people are conversating, giving ideas. The more ideas, the better. Unfortunately, we had to make back the $80 in red today, so that kind of sucked because our first trade was for $80 loss. Right now, we're at 150, and if this trade comes back and fails, it'll probably knock us back down to like 120, 110. We should have had a nice $200 day, but since, like I said, we had to make up that $80 loss today. Tomorrow, I'm gonna have to probably trade my Apex account. I got an Apex eval that I need to trade and get it passed by the end of the month because it's a $80 renewal fee, and so I either got to get it passed before then or we fail it by then. It looks like Apex is doing upfront costs. Good old lunch hour, guys. This is why I don't like trading during the lunch hour, but we're already in this. We'll show you here, and we're stuck in the middle, pretty much in the middle of the range with the This is the ES, so you can kind of see the ES is stuck between the range here. I mean, we've pretty much been stuck in a range anyway. All right, we're only 15 points away or 20 points away from our target. So, oh wait, never mind. That's the ES. That's the ES range. I'm like 80 points away, 60 points away. I mean, it looks like it's building out a little flag here. Man, dead in the middle. I know. Son of a bee. Another test of the 600. If we lose that 600, we're probably going to be going back down to the 70s again. Oh, this tagged me in. Yeah, I mean, below that 600, the shorts is looking pretty enticing here. This will have to be my last trade. Like I said, I have to go run an errand real quick. We'll be back for the London session. We're still in just for one micro. It's still pretty much a free short trade if this doesn't hold. Man, that's looking super bearish right now. Okay. All right. Runner got stopped out, guys. You're going to try it short. I'm going to stay out of the rest of this. I done gave it my 2 cents of trying to get the bigger trades, but didn't quite get there. Didn't hit the target, that 85, like we were hoping today. So I think we're done taking entries. Right now, we're just trading sideways. I mean, you can see the range, how gross it looks. Yeah, you could definitely probably go all the way back down to the 40s and 50s here if you are playing this range, because I mean that's pretty much what we've been doing all day. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching today. Like I said, that was going to have to be my last trade there. I guess just be careful if you are trying to trade the rest of the day and just take whatever profits you can get. Like I said, I actually left quite a bit on the table today because I've been holding runners. Sounds good, fish lips. Thank you guys for watching and chit-chatting this morning. Later, if I get back in time, it's going to be a little bit, though, because I have to go all the way to the, like, 2 towns over to where the wife works. So, it takes about 20 minutes to drop there. But we've been practicing during the London session at night, too. Last night was the first, not London session, but the Asia market. So, last night we got on there and just looked for, like, a 25-point trade for the Asia market. So usually that starts at 7 o'clock my time or 8 o'clock Eastern time. So it's probably going to wait till after the lunch hour. Then once the lunch hour is over, when 1:30 gets here, we're probably going to be going to the moon. That's usually what happens whenever we get price action like this. So like I said, today was about surviving. We could have had a nice $200 day, but we're only going to end up with $100. Because, like I said, none of the runners really paid for me this morning. I was hoping for the bigger runners, like 60, 70 points. I should have took a little bit more off this one, but like I said, I didn't. I thought we would finally get the move up to at least the 85 to clear in that gap. So, but like I said, we had to start off in the red this morning. So we were $85 in the red. And I usually let you guys know if I'm trading pretty aggressively. Usually I trade my evals aggressively. But I did not get a funded trade set up today. If price action looks like this, I don't even attempt my funded accounts. It's just best to leave this alone because this will get you in trouble quick, especially if you're over leveraged. So all day today, we had one trade. I think we went in with 5 micros, but all the other trades have been 2 micro enter trades altogether. So that's just the best way to, minimize your loss. Then you can kind of do what I was doing earlier, where you feel like if we're going to go back and retest, you can add into your position. So we were trying to add like 3 contracts, get like a quick 5 points. And this way it can kind of cover the cost of your short or, your entry if you want to have like being the negative on your drawdown. And it'll be like the same as a break-even trade. So that's kind of the ideal plan there whenever I try to add in a few contracts to see how big my stop loss was. So my stop loss was 15 points. So that's $30 with 1 micro. And so that's why we did the 3 micros for a quick 5 points. All right. Thank you, guys. Everybody enjoy the rest of your day. Be careful trading. Hopefully after lunch we'll get some nice pullouts. Trader Jack is saying that there's some resistance down at 56. My resistance that I've been trading off today has been that 70 range. I thought as soon as we broke those 40s up there, man, I thought we were just going to be like uptown. But there's still that chance to get back above 40s. We just got to have a whatever crazy pullback, and maybe we can get back above the 40s there and continue higher and take out this. I feel like by the end of the day, we're going to probably end up here or here to take out these highs from this morning. Thank you, guys.